Hey guys, welcome to the Rosario Homestead and Garden. Today is day 5 of the yeast starter. When I got up and I uncovered this, there was like a black liquid over the top of it, and if you have that, that is great. That means that your starter is alive and that it's hungry. So I did pour the excess of that off of the top. On day 5, because I do bake so much, I'm going to discard half of this. Actually, I'm going to put mine into another jar because I would rather have 2 instead of 1. So I'm just going to pour out about 10 ounces of this into this jar. A little bit over is fine. And then I'm going to save this and feed this one. As well as the other one. So how we're going to do that, we're going to go ahead and tear that out, and it's the same process. 4 ounces of warm water. And 4 ounces of flour. This one's going to go in the fridge, so I'm going to give it a little more than 4 ounces. I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with 5. So when that hits the 9, good enough. Because this one will be going in my refrigerator. So give that a real good stir. Like I was explaining in the other video of day 4, sometimes it may not bubble up the side yet. That could take a little while. I've seen it take as long as a month to do that. But as long as you have the little bubbles on the top, and as long as in the mornings it has a little bit of black or real dark liquid on the top, then your starter is alive, and that is just, it signifies that it is hungry. So when it does that, feed it. If you are a vivid baker, you can leave your starter out on the counter, but it requires to be fed twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. If you don't bake all the time, then you can feed your starter once a week and put it in the fridge. Just make sure you take it out the night before you plan on doing something, so it comes down to room temperature. You can use it while it's really cold right out of the fridge, but it's happier when it's room temp. So get that mixed in real well. Let's see if we got our bubbles going. Yes, and we've got a happy starter. You can leave it out for another day or so if you want to see bubbles up the side, but as long as you are getting bubbles in the top, they're starting to come already, and that's how you know that your starter is alive and it's doing well. I did do one with bread flour, and this one is doing fantastic. I just used your regular unbleached, ooh, hold on, there we go, and that's doing great. So this is on day 4. So it is the exact same process as your other starter yeast. 4 ounces, 4 ounces, warm water and bread flour. Try not to switch up your flours because that makes it a little more difficult, and then the yeast doesn't really want to activate so much. So as far as this one, like I said, I'm going to be using this one. I'm going to leave this one out. So I will feed this one 4 and 4, and that's 3 3¼ cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour and ½ a cup of warm water is 4 ounces. So let's go ahead and feed that the 4 and 4. Okay. And then when that scale gets to the 8, all right. And then here in a little bit, I'm going to charge this camera battery, and then we are going to make bread with our starter. Clean that off. All right. We'll stir that in real well, real fast for you to see. And it's pretty simple. It could take a few days for the starter to grow and bubble up the side. So if you don't see that on day 3, 4, or 5, as long as the bubbles are on the top and as long as you have a little bit of the dark liquid forming, that's how you know it's alive and it needs to be fed. I've seen starters take as long as a month to rise and to grow. So you can use it before then. Your rise may not be very well, but it will still work. If you like to see bread rise, real high above the pans, then I would wait until your yeast here gets really, really well activated and starts bubbling up the sides. But if not, you can use it now. All right. And there you have it. And you can see that it is a happy yeast. Let me zoom in here. And these bubbles are already forming and going crazy. Make sure you keep it in a glass container or a plastic. Do not use metal or it will kill your yeast. But there we have it. Now we have 2 of our yeast, and the one we just did, you can see right here that it is really starting to, it's going to start bubbling down the side. Ooh. Let's see if we can get a, there we go. And that's awesome, because this is the one I'm going to put in the fridge. So, well, there you guys have it. There's 5 days. I will come back every couple of days and show you how the jars are doing. So I will see you guys in a few days just to keep you updated with the one that I'm going to put in the refrigerator. All right, guys, have a great day.